I will always be a huge advocate for self awareness. Getting to know yourself and your life before others is so important. Because this way you can make your life so easy and better, plus have connection with yourself, which is even more important. You have to study to become hot, physically and mentally. And here's how we do that. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The value you're going to take away from today's video is how you can get to know yourself and understand yourself better than any therapist. Because when you actually form a connection with somebody, right, you form a relationship with somebody, whether it be your family, your friend, your partner, whoever it is, you obviously get to know them before jumping straight into that bond, right? You get to know them so that you can love them. You study the subject before actually trying to answer the questions on the paper. So in order to become your own therapist, the one thing that you need to do is start journaling. And yes, first of all, let me start by telling you the benefits that you get from journaling, like what between a person who actually benefit from some journaling versus somebody who just does it to participate in self-improvement. Because I know there's so many people out there who've bought these journals, they're hoarding it, but they're not using it to their best advantage, right? They're just doing it simply for the purpose of like participating in self-improvement, and then there's no use of it. So let me begin by telling you, somebody who actually benefits from journaling writes down their life, right? Brain dumps, of course. They try to do life audits, and then they try to analyze it. They try to reflect upon it. I can't just simply write that I'm feeling sad today on my mood tracker. I'll try to reflect upon it. Why was I feeling sad? Was there something that triggered me? Or was it some person? Was it some situation? I will try to write it down instead of simply saying that I am sad today. If I'm tired today, I'll try to write down what actually made me feel tired. What actually felt stagnant today. You don't have to analyze and reflect upon every single thought of yours, every single emotion of yours, because we're human, and somebody who analyzes and reviews every single information is a robot, and you're not that. Now let's get to the other situation where somebody just does journaling to participate in self-improvement. So they will simply write down that, okay, I'm sad today, I'm tired. They will plan out their day in a cute journal. They will have a habit tracker, mood tracker, and that's completely fine, but at least reflect upon it in order to get the benefit from it. Because a therapist, when you actually go to a therapist, they simply won't ask you a question that how are you feeling today. You'll respond by saying, yes, I'm feeling a little tired today. So the therapist will ask, what made you feel that way? What people or situation contributed to that? And that is how you have to journal in order to actually benefit from it. You have to practice gratitude and manifestations in your journal instead of simply writing affirmations. You have to practice manifesting in your journal by actually writing how you want your dream life to be in present tense. How you want it to be, but the only catch is that what you want in your life, your dream life, is actually now. Writing in that perspective. Being grateful for your life. Of course you want your dream life, but you're still grateful for what you have right now, what you have today. You're not simply writing what are the 3 things that I'm grateful for. You're actually writing down a list, not every single day maybe, because maybe you're finding it difficult to be consistent, but you're actually setting out time to do that. So a person who wants to actually benefit from journaling will make the best use out of it, and not simply brain dump in their journal and just write things down in their journal, carry it with them everywhere, just do it for 5 minutes, because that is of no use. A person who actually wants to benefit from journaling will have long journaling sessions, not every single day, of course. That's up to you. That's your choice. You get to decide that. But actually reflecting upon your life and doing life audits, not simply doing it to participate in self-improvement and just because this YouTuber told you to do it. You're doing it because you actually want to benefit from it and become your own therapist. Now, before we move forward, I do want to start by saying that what are the benefits of journaling? Number one, biggest benefit is that you actually become your own therapist, right? See, a person does not go to a therapist just because they have a disorder, they have depression, they've got anxiety, they have problems in life, right? A person who feels like they're completely fine, a person who simply wants to explore themselves, have built some self-awareness, can also go to a therapist. Let's not normalize going to a therapist just because you have a disorder, just because you have a mental problem. You can go to a therapist even when you want to build self-awareness, even when you want to explore yourself, get to know about yourself. And you should be doing that, because in order to form a connection with yourself, you've got to have a connection with yourself, of course, because the first person that needs to have a relationship with you is you yourself. And in order to do that, you have to study yourself, and in order to even cope up with your problems, you've got to study yourself before. And I'll always use this analogy in this video, that when you actually study the subject before answering the questions on your paper. So you journal basically in order to get to know about yourself, building self awareness. You also journal in order to do a progress check, what is working in your life and how you can change it, and what isn't working in your life so that you can cut it out. Who are the people that bring you most joy so that you can stick with them, and who are the people who are draining energy out of your life so you can cut them out. How are your routines and habits affecting your daily life? How can you manifest, right? You can manifest with the help of journaling. That is again an important thing. The biggest, you know, uh, perk, the biggest merit and the biggest advantage of journaling is building self awareness. Number 2 would be actually manifesting and getting things in your life, but only when you write it down in detail. You can't just write that, oh, I'm so rich. What about it, right? How are you rich? What are you doing in your life? How much money are you earning? How are you using that money? That is what, journaling means. So I hope you understood the benefits that you get from journaling. Believe me, there's so many, and you'll just love it once you actually start doing it, which with catering to your needs, right? Because nobody can journal for 1 hour every single day. Even if you want to, that's amazing. But if you don't, and you're just feeling pressurized by the self-improvement community that you've got to journal, then that's of no point. Don't do it out of pressure. Do it because you actually want to build self-awareness. My next point is that journaling should not be limited to 5 minutes. I do not like the idea of 5 minute journals. It's amazing if you want to build consistency, right? It's amazing if you've never journaled in your life before and you want to start with 5 minutes. But once you actually start doing it regularly, why not try to get the maximum benefit out of it? Because you're not going to build self awareness, you're not going to get to know yourself, you're not going to get about your life and figure out what is working, what is not, by doing 5 minute journaling sessions. You have to write for as long as you get the information in your head. You have to write as long as your brain actually has information, right? Because if you just finish with 5 minutes and you're like, no, my time's up, I can't dump anything else on in my journal otherwise because my time's up, then that's of no point, because you're journaling in order to know yourself. Your therapy sessions does not last 5 minutes, right? Your life is so huge, it doesn't last 5 minutes. So why should you journal about your life for simply 5 minutes? It's amazing for starting, but once you actually get started, and once you're actually done with the phase where you're like, I don't want to journal, normalize journaling, of course. I saw this girl on the internet once where she said that she doesn't like to read self-help books and journal because she finds it boring. How is getting to know yourself and building self-education boring? It doesn't make sense at all, at least to me. But if that is you, then try to do these long journaling sessions once or twice a week. That's all. Otherwise, if you want to do these 5 minutes, do it, but at least do like full-fledged long ones where you actually want to put information into your journal for like at least once or twice a week. Moving on, another great tip I have is doing life audits, where you actually do progress checks. You write down in your journal what is working for you right now and what isn't working for you. You can, like, the personal prompts that I really like is that, first of all, writing down what habits are currently fueling you, what are your wins, what are your accomplishments, what is one thing that you did that made you really proud, and what is lighting you up, what is providing you energy, what is giving you happiness. And then you write down what isn't giving you happiness, what isn't working for you in your life right now, what habits and routines are not working for you, what people are draining energy out of your life, what people are actually lighting you up, what people actually make you feel good. And obviously reframe these sentences, because my grammar was pretty bad, I know that. I mean, it's not generally bad, but while I was just speaking out these prompts, they were. And then another great prompt is that, if my life was the same as it is right now in 6 months, how would I feel? Would I feel stagnant? Would I feel stressed? Would I feel happy? Would I feel accomplished? You basically write down, you basically do a progress check. You basically write about how your life is going, what is working for you, what isn't, what is fueling you, and what isn't. And it really helps you reflect upon how you've been in the week, how you've been in the month. Another thing that I really love, and it is so popular, but people just don't get it right, is shadow work journaling. What shadow work journaling basically is, it is, you do have some shadow parts within yourself, the parts that you call bad, which don't really get a chance to be out because you think that those are bad for you. They don't really get a chance to feel heard, feel seen, feel loved, because every single part of you, whether it's bad or whether it's good, needs to be loved, right? Because that's what makes you. You can have bad parts, appreciate them, but still have growth in your life. It's not like if you just call out your bad part, it's going to be the end of the world. No, it is not. You can still grow. So shadow works are those part of your lives, those part of you that are in the shadow, as the name suggests, right? They don't really get the chance to to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel loved. And how you can figure out what these shadow parts of you really are is noticing when you get triggered. Observation is such a huge part of self-awareness, and I will discuss it further on. So you basically observe yourself, and when you get triggered by something, just analyze, reflect upon it, right? And review it. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Like, if somebody's filming themselves in public, right? They're making a vlog, and you said, oh my god, they're so cringe, they just not ethical at all, filming in public. That's a trigger that's telling you that you also want to feel like you're doing something for yourself, and not uh, getting affected by what people are thinking, because you're saying it to them because you want to be like that person. So that's why observation is key. Like, if you saw that girl filming in herself in public, it basically means that you also want to do things that you like without actually fearing public judgment. And that is how you can do shadow work. Those are the shadow parts which only get out when they get triggered by someone else. And it really helps discover what you are from within. It helps you discover your past, it helps you discover your trauma or limiting beliefs that are rooted within you, or your insecurities as well. And it really helps because journaling is not simply being about the present, right? How your life is right now or how you want it to be. It's also about reflecting upon the past so that you can figure out the growth, the areas of growth. Another thing that really helps is doing daily recaps. If you feel like you're not the kind of person who can sit with a journal in the hand every single day, you can also do weekly recaps, right? And it's similar to your progress checks, except if you actually do daily recaps, you can read upon them, right? You can read those daily recaps and then do your progress checks. So that would be even more beneficial, and you can get the most advantage out of it without having to brainstorm and think about your week so much. And daily recaps are amazing for reflecting, of course, and then also they're amazing not just for reflecting but also for having a memory, right? Because you can't click pictures of every single thing of your life, right? But you can read those journals. When you actually some years pass by and you read your previous journal entries, you'll see how much you've improved. You'll feel happy about your wins. You'll have a memorable experience, right? And that really helps. It's like a life journal, because it not only does it helps you reflect upon your past, but it also helps you appreciate your past and acknowledge it. And another thing is habit tracking, where you want to figure out about your habits, your routines. It's like a pretty basic thing, but tracking really helps. Like, personally for me, it really helps because this way I stay accountable with my goals, I stay accountable with my habits. Writing to do there's just something about ticking off a task and ticking off a habit, and you just can't get that feeling of accomplishment in any other thing. And it also helps in building self trust and confidence, because you said you'll do a task and then you actually get it done and you tick it off. It builds trust. You trust yourself, you get confident, right? And it really helps. And this way you can also track your habits, right? You've got every single week, then assess that why did you skip this habit. Was it your feeling, was it some situation, whatever it is. It's not necessary to assess them every single week, of course, because then it will just feel like a task, and you don't want journaling to feel like a task. It should actually instead take the burden out of yourself. Now, the tips that will actually help you, that are not journal related but will actually help you in self awareness, is number one, listening to people and observation. Self awareness is not only done through journaling. When people actually say something to you, what we've done, what the people of this generation is currently doing, we pay no attention to what people are saying at all. We pay no attention to it. And when you actually listen to somebody, right, you get so many ideas, you get sparks of ideas, you get opportunities in those ideas, right? Because we have the red car theory, where if I tell you that if I ask you after your day that did you spot any red cars today, you'll probably say that I did not notice them. But next day, when I actually tell you that notice the red cars that you spot today, at the end of the day you'll report to me that yes, I saw 5 red cars, I saw 6 red cars. So you see the opportunities, you experience opportunities and chances and ideas and things in your life only when you observe and only when you notice something. So that is why listen to the other people, because they may give you a piece of intellect that you can never get from any sort of internet, from any sort of situation. Even situations, take a learning out of every single situation. Take a learning out of every single problem. That yes, your friend broke up, like your friendship didn't work out as it wanted to. Appreciate the time you had with that person and, evolve with that. Take a learning from that friendship and move forward with your life. because we're not meant to stay stagnant and stuck with our previous problems. We're meant to learn from it and move past it. So listen to what people are saying. Now, it may be very hurtful, it may be judgmental. If you feel like it's completely judgmental and the person is simply hating on you, then obviously get out of that situation. But if you feel like that person is simply giving you feedback, but it's like constructive criticism, then listen to them. You don't have to agree with them. That opinion doesn't have to be valid. Just listen to them. Listen to everybody, but choose for yourself, by yourself. And obviously, feedbacks. Listen to the feedback people have for you. Now, of course, you may not agree with them. You may think that feedback made no sense at all and it did not apply to your life at all. Still, listen to it. You may get a learning out of it. Listen to people, listen to situations, observe situations. Even if people, you're sitting alone and people beside you are having a very intellectual conversation, actually listen to them, observe them. You're not eavesdropping. You're simply learning from them, learning from their own experiences. People have their own beliefs, own experiences, and they do not have to be true for you. But listening to them gives you so many ideas, gives you so many teachings. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned something or the other from it. And remember, you're worthy, you're blessed. I'll see you next week. Till that, remember to just relax. Bye.